There are people that are mowing the lawn outside and a dog that is a little bit hyper. So we're gonna try and calm all of those things down. I think the lawnmower people are kind of making their way yonder, but that dog is not. Hello, I come to you guys today again in my natural ways, no makeup, because today I have a very, very exciting video. I'm going to be filming a full face of makeup using only products that cost me altogether $25. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. There are only a couple things that I will be, no, there's like 2 things that I will be using that are included in like the $25 budget, and it's a beauty blender, and I'm actually going to be using a primer that isn't in the budget of $25 that I gave myself to spend on all this makeup, just because it was really hard to find a primer that would fit in that budget. And also this is a really cheap primer anyway. It's not like I'm using a really expensive one. It was just trying to fit everything in the budget. A primer just wasn't working for me. I am gonna prime my face. I am gonna use the Wet n Wild Dewy Luminix one. That is my absolute favorite right now. This is a great video for anybody who is just starting to get a little bit familiar with makeup, or wanting to start using makeup but not wanting to spend a bunch of money on new products. I think there's such a thing around the YouTube beauty world that you have to use products that will put you in debt. And although I love a lot of my high-end makeup products, there are some reasonably priced products that will give you the same effect, almost, if not exactly the same. I'm actually going to be doing a video that's going to be like the products that I will only buy high-end and the products that I don't mind buying drugstore. So keep a lookout on that. I am a very big supporter of drugstore products and the efficiency and how good they actually do work. So again, I'm just going to be starting with a primer. I prefer more of a dewy finish with my foundation. So this, no matter what foundation I use, I do try to stay away from matte foundation. Let's just say I am using a foundation that isn't advertised as a like a illuminating finish. I will always use this underneath just to ensure that I do have a little bit of like a natural glow to my finish with my foundation. Alrighty. So here is my bag of products that I bought. Again, this all together only cost me $25. This is gonna be your whole entire setup, your whole entire makeup for $25. This doesn't include the brushes, but maybe I'll do another video on getting reasonably priced brushes that work great. I'll be listing all of the products and the prices in the description box, so go ahead and check that out. I'm gonna start with a Wet n Wild Foundation Photofocus. This is actually a really, really desired foundation in the makeup world, even by people that use really high-end products. They actually really end up loving this foundation, and it was like $4, so I am really excited to try this out. I am just going to take my little paddle that it comes with and just kind of put some streaks on my face. And I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to blend this all out. Definitely not a dewy foundation, like a dewy finish foundation. It seems to be a little bit more on, I won't say the matte side. It's a little bit just like a regular finish, not too matte, not too dewy. But again, that's why I like to put a dewy primer underneath. So this is very much just a natural finish. Seems like it could be buildable and make it have more coverage. Right now it's just a nice natural coverage. I like it. I like this look. I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. This I think was about $4, and I've actually seen some reviews on this. I think it is supposed to be like a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, which I absolutely love. That concealer actually does have a, I keep saying dewy and I'm sick of it. Is there another word for dewy? Like a nice shiny finish. That looks so much like the Shape Tape applicator. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to use this. Alrighty, here we go. So I'm gonna put a little bit under my eyes. Oh my gosh, it feels a lot thicker. There's been a lot of pollen outside our house and just in general where we live, so my eyes have been watering so bad. So I've actually been skipping a little bit of the concealer because it just ends up getting all blotchy and messed up by the end of the day. So we'll see how this holds up, but for some reason my eye underneath is all dry and stuff, even though they've been watering so much. I just not a fan of this little allergy season. Alright, again we are going to take our beauty blender and just blend this all out and see how it looks. This definitely seems to be a lot thicker than the Tarte Shape Tape and a little more harder to blend. However, the coverage is just wow. It's actually also like perfect shade. I'm gonna bring a little bit onto my eyelids. I just kind of use that as a primer if I'm gonna use any eyeshadow or anything, so I just make sure that's all blended. I actually really like the way this is blending out. Let's keep going. Foundation, and we are going to move on to powder. So the powder I have to use today is going to be a translucent loose powder. It's gonna be Wet n Wild Photofocus. I am a big fan of Laura Mercier's translucent powder and just a big overall fan of translucent powders to begin with. So I really wanted to get one that was affordable and see how it worked and test it out for you guys to see if maybe this could be a more affordable option for the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Watch, I'm gonna end up like really liking these products and saving on a lot of money and just being able to use these now. Alex would be very happy about that. So I got the translucent powder and I think I got it in just, yeah, I just got translucent, so I didn't get any shade because sometimes translucent powders aren't actually translucent and they have a little bit of a shade to them. Actually looks so similar to Laura Mercier. It's a little bit more finer, but I just put a little bit in the cap and then I just dip my brush in there. I'm using an e.l.f. brush, and I'm just gonna dip it in there and tap a little bit off and put it on my face. Okay, I am actually so surprised. This is actually very similar. A very similar look and finish as the Laura Mercier. I'd be interested to see what this powder looks like with a dewy foundation that I usually use. I will have to try it with that. I'm gonna save that right over there because I'm actually going to go back to that and use it to do a little bit of my contouring and highlighting. I am now gonna go in with my Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. I think this was like $2, $3, like $3.50. This is in the shade Sundance, so I got the darkest shade just to try out because I like getting the darkest shade of bronzer and then just being able to be heavy-handed with it or not so heavy-handed with it and just kind of go at my own pace with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply my bronzer. I don't do much of like a very intense contour unless I'm like have like this event. I don't go to any events unless I have something that I have to go to where I want to try a little bit harder on my makeup. So mostly I just kind of bronze and do a little bit of contouring around my face, but for the most part there's no really technique to it. This is definitely a very fair bronzer, but we are gonna make it work. This just kind of adds some warmth to my face. I'm not really looking to do any like sculpting or anything, but mostly just adding like color back into my face, because when I apply that foundation and concealer and powder and all that, it kind of flushes me out. Side. That's exactly why I got the darkest version, because I think I know how these cheaper bronzers work, where there's just a little bit more, you have to kind of build and blend a little bit more. They're just not as like ready to go and ready to work as quickly as a higher end bronzer, but it's getting the job done even if it takes me a few more minutes, and that's okay. Because this is a very inexpensive face of makeup right here, and if it looks good and it doesn't cost much, I'm in. Next, I'm actually going to be going in with blush, and I'm very excited about this because I actually need a new blush. The one that I've been using I feel like is a little too like for me, so I was looking for one that was a little more peachy. So I found this. It's a Wet n Wild Color Icon Cruelty Free Keep It Peachy. It's 505C, and I'm just gonna smack this on my cheeks. I've been wanting to get the Benefits. They have a peach shade blush that I wanted to get, but hey, if this one works and it looks good and it is pretty and I like it, stick to this. It was like $1 or something. I'll have to see. It's definitely peachy. It doesn't have any like really pink to it. It's more like, well, yeah, it has a little bit of pink, but it's more like a nudie peach color, and it kind of looks like a really light bronzer. So again, I have my translucent powder right here. I'm gonna go back into that, and I am just going to kind of just line this right here to give it more of a defined finish, so it doesn't just look like I blotted bronzer all over my face. This is really the only like defining or like sculpting I do on my face, just to make everything look more put together. So while this is doing its thing, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. I have it in the color Ash Brown. That was all they had left, so I hope it kind of matches with my eyebrows. It is a little more thick. I use a micro eyebrow pencil currently, so I'm actually really nervous about this, but we are going to give it a try. So I'm a little bit nervous as to how this is going to apply. Okay, here we go. No turning back. With the eyebrows, I'm going to finish up this look. I am not a crazy, like, I don't like to do crazy looks on my eyes. I will do it occasionally if I'm feeling spunky. Just for today's video, I'm almost just kind of doing like an everyday natural makeup that is full face, $25, ready to go. And when I say simple, I mean I'm just going to be doing mascara. If you have an eyeshadow, you can go ahead and put a little bit into your crease to add a little bit more color and depth to your eye, but I'm just going to be doing a mascara today. I'm going to be doing Wet n Wild Mega Length Water. I didn't know it was waterproof. I hate waterproof mascara. But you know what? I have that watery eye thing right now, so it actually may end up being good. And also, it was cheap, so. So this eyeshadow, or this mascara is definitely not the best, but you know what? It's getting the job done, and if I have to do like 45 coats, so be it. This stuff costs like $2. It's very possible to do your makeup with a budget of $25, a full face of makeup with $25. You just might have to put a little bit more effort into it, but you know what? It's possible. My Better Than Sex mascara, whenever I put on my eyelashes, it always transfers while I'm putting it on onto my eyelids, underneath my eyebrow, and this is actually going where it needs to go. It may not be going very strong, but it's doing its thing. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to be going in with a lipstick. This is Wet n Wild Secret Muse, and I am liking this because it was only like 97 cents or something. All right, so this is just gonna be very simple, not too flashy. Oh, we already got one issue. The little swivel thing's not working. Oh, there we go, it works. Okay, just gotta give it a couple little, gotta help it a little bit. This is what it looks like. Again, it's just a very natural, like mauvey pink, so we'll see how it looks. I love these lip colors, so we'll see how this one wears for 97 cents. Okay, what the heck? This is actually a really pretty color. Oh my gosh, I really like it. It has a little bit of like a purpley finish, but I am a fan. Okay, so I can't forget to take all this off my face so I don't look crazy. So there you have it. This is a full face of makeup using $25 worth of makeup, and I was able to complete my entire face with that budget. This is totally doable for any of you guys. Again, this is for people that maybe just want to cut down on their makeup expenses, or they are starting a new collection of makeup and they just want to start from the ground up and not spend a crazy amount of money. This is the way to do it. This was only $25 for this full face, and I think it turned out pretty good. It's simple, it's quick, but it gets the job done and makes you look good. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you are not already subscribed, please subscribe. It would help me out so much, and it means a lot if you guys show your support to this new channel. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.